In this WrestleTalk news, Kenny Omega's AEW contract update, news on the possible change to Sami Zayn's creative plans, and Tempest review of Smackdown. Subscribe and enable notification to always on for daily wrestling news videos.
Support WrestleTalk!
Around this time last year, the wrestling landscape was thrown on its head when Cody Rhodes jumped ship from AEW to WWE. In AEW, founding father and VP of the company leaving to join the biggest rival possible generally still feels surreal all this time later. But what if I told you it could happen a second time? Yes, that's right. 1/3 of the elite, Kenny Omega's AEW contract could be up very soon indeed. At the time of AEW's inception in February 2019, it was reported that Omega signed a 4-year deal with the company. Well done to all you mathematicians out there. It is of course 4 years from now. So what gives? Is Omega doing a Cody and working without a contract? According to Fightful Select, while Omega did in fact sign a 4-year deal, there could potentially be added time due to this lengthy injury absence between November 2021 and August 2022. However, despite this being an option and something that Tony Khan believes possible, he has not done so yet, as there may reportedly be some legal hurdles in doing so. So as of this time, it's all up in the air and it cannot be confirmed or denied that Omega is or is close to working without an AEW contract. However, one thing is for sure, and that is that Triple H is ready to pounce if that becomes the case. According to WrestlingNews.co, while WWE had their eye on Switchblade Jay White as a marquee signing, Kenny Omega is seen as a much bigger name and therefore would presumably be prioritized. As for Omega's relationship with WWE, the two parties are reportedly on good terms, according to Fightful, with several people within WWE believing that a deal is possible. It's also said that prior to Omega starting up AEW, he held positive talks with WWE and had an overall positive view of the now head of creative Triple H. An Omega AEW departure would be cataclysmic. Cataclysmic! It's cataclysmic.
No, it's not!
An Omega AEW departure would be cataclysmic for AEW.
Cataclysmic!
Oh snap! It'd be cataclysmic! It's cataclysmic! It's cataclysmic for AEW and WWE. And while we should all temper our expectations, as we all know too well by now, pretty much anything can happen in pro wrestling in 2023. Let us know what you'd like to see Omega and WWE in the comments below. Cataclysmic. Last night's Smackdown saw the triumphant return of Worlds Apart, and whoo, baby, that was a sweet feeling. I'm sure Tempest would elaborate in his review, but it's hard to deny how much momentum Zayn has at this point in time, that people truly couldn't be in his corner any more than they are. And that is reportedly being noticed with the ever-increasing ratings that Smackdown has been putting up throughout Zayn's story. The proof is well and truly in the pudding that the investment in Zayn is there, and so maybe, just maybe, could we see this influence a last-minute decision change on Sami's road to WrestleMania? Well, according to Dave Meltzer's Wrestling Observer newsletter, while original plans were to have Jey Uso cost Zayn the title at Elimination Chamber and in part set up the tag title match between the Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at Mania, Zayn has since proven to be an actual numbers mover. So it is at least possible that a change could be made. Okay guys, I'm gonna confess, I'm not a Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns, WrestleMania match, or Cody versus Sami Zayn, so I'm sorry. I'm not that guy. Tempest, forgive me. It's not in my blood. It's not in my potion. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Don't hate me. Don't care. Uncle Dave via the Wrestling Observer Radio, who said that Zayn's creative plans may have input from an unexpected source. None other than Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Remember him? According to Dave, Vince does have input in this one. He definitely does. What this means exactly is unclear. Has he been involved in what we've seen thus far, or is this alluding to a plan going forward? Who knows? And while it's scary to hear Vince brought up in the conversation over Sami Zayn's creative, who actually knows what this could entail? Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've been waiting for. This is the biggest hot tag to my man, the man in the mask, who can never ask for a task. I want to bask in his glory. Tempest, give me a high fiver, House of the Black Mask. Now, brother, did I do well this week?
Yeah, it's all right. It's much better.
You know what? I just realized, in this light, it looks like you're wearing navy blue. What's up with that?
Say puro resu for me.
I'll see you later. Damn, Tempest!
Love that, man. I'm Tempest, and this is my review of Smackdown in about 5 minutes. We kick off Smackdown with a tribute to Jerry Jarrett, R.I.P., and then we had a tag team match pitting Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler against Natalya and Shotzi. I will give her full credit in this one. Shotzi was very ambitious in this match. She hit Ronda with a tiger suplex, locked in the cattle mutilation, and actually managed to hit the apron DDT that went horribly wrong at Survivor Series. You know the one. In the end, however, Ronda managed to tap out Shotzi with the armbar, but at least Natty got that Canadian pop. She went for the heart attack, too. That's sweet. This match was better than I had any expectation for it to be, and I'll give Natty some credit on that one. 3 out of 5. Much of this show was dedicated to recapping the Sami Zayn storyline, which isn't a bad thing. I just don't have much to say about video packages. It's WWE, they're always good. Hit Row are in the ring to make fun of Montreal, telling them to lick the poutine gravy off their fingers and put their hands together for Hit Row. First of all, if you're eating poutine with your fingers, you need to be put behind bars. They said Brett screwed Brett, which isn't true, but then they said that Toronto is better than Montreal, and I mean, maybe Hit Row isn't so bad after all. They get cut off by Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy, who take them out, giving Michael Cole the chance to dunk on Top Dollar, which is his favorite pastime at the moment. Bray says that he is once again in control of himself, and at Elimination Chamber, whichever of Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar is left standing should run. Did I miss something here? What beef does Bray have with either of these men? Lord, can you imagine Brock Lesnar in a glow-in-the-dark match? So help me God, keep Bray Wyatt away from Brock Lesnar come WrestleMania. This was all fine, I suppose. Go Maple Leafs. 3 out of 5. The generic Madcap Moss cuts a generic promo backstage where Emma says that no one has a physique like him. Are we sure Vince isn't booking these shows? We then had the Viking Raiders taking on the artists formerly known as the Banger Bros, Drew and Sheamus, and this was as mean and ugly a match as you would expect. Sheamus went for the brogue kick on Eric, who tried to turn it into a powerbomb, but fell down before lifting Sheamus up and hitting the move for a near fall. Scary looking, but thankfully everyone was okay. The Vikings set up Ragnarok, but Sheamus hit Ivar with the brogue kick, and Drew hit Eric with the Claymore for the win. This was very fun despite the scary moment, but I would like both of these teams to move on now, please. 3 out of 5. Rey Mysterio is backstage and is asked about his interaction last week with Santos Escobar, where they exchanged masks and had a showing of respect between them, and Rey said it meant the world to both of them. Sign me up for a long-term storyline between those two. He gets interrupted by Karrion Kross, who said that he had wanted to be a father himself until he saw the look of disgust in Dominic's eyes towards Rey. I can't imagine a wrestling storyline not making me want to be a father, but if anyone's going to, it'll be this one. He says now Rey walks around hiding his face in shame because he is a sorry excuse for a father and tells Rey to do something about it. I thought he did. He already beat you clean. Why are we still here? I thought this match happened. Rey won. They're wrestling next week. I'm sure it'll be fine. Asuka wrestled Liv Morgan in a very frustrating match. Carmella was on commentary, which is already a thumbs down because wrestlers being on commentary during matches is never as good an idea as you think it would be. And you know that really bad segment from Raw last week where all the chamber participants just surrounded the ring for seemingly no reason, got Luke and I really riled up? Yeah, they just did it again here. Raquel came out because Carmella said she had never been in a chamber match before, which isn't quite the level of trash talk that would get me riled up, but I'll roll with it. But then Nikki popped up and sat on the announce table and Wade's lap, and Natalya just came out to ringside. Let me tell you, this many people to cut between makes it very difficult to concentrate on the wrestling match that's going on. Liv got a near fall with a code breaker off the top rope, but Asuka won with a submission. Everyone hit the ring to hit a move on one another, and Asuka and Liv were the last ones standing after Raquel was made to look like the biggest moron on the show. This match gave me a migraine, 2 out of 5. Why did I hold up these two fingers? I don't even know. What country does this?
Our country.
Throughout the show, WWE kept throwing to Ariel Helwani in the crowd, and like, cool, good for him, I guess. But I will also never take anything this man says about pro wrestling seriously again. Sorry. Madcap Moss took on Walter for the Intercontinental Championship, and sure enough, Montreal did not care about Madcap Moss. He was getting booed throughout this match, and he got a few close near falls with his explosive clothesline and a fallaway slam off the middle rope. But by the end of the match, the crowd were singing for Sami Zayn because they just didn't care, and Walter won with a powerbomb. Just goes to show that you can't have a guy be a complete loser for a year and then out of nowhere expect people to buy him as a contender. 3 out of 5 for Walter being Walter. And then Sami Zayn comes out with the f***ing music! Worlds apart! Chills! Chills, I say! All of those Habs singing along with one of the best entrance songs ever makes me feel like I could run through a brick wall. Honorary Habs shirt with honorary spelled with a U the correct way. Beautiful touch. I've heard some hometown reactions before, but this is something so incredibly special. You deserve it chance that made Sami cry. Hell, it made me cry. Sami tells Roman in French that at Elimination Chamber, he is in Sami's f***ing house, because if you curse in another language, it's okay. Sami says the Chamber is a once-in-a-lifetime moment and Roman is going down. The Sami Zayn babyface restoration project is finally complete. Hell, I don't care anymore. I don't care what you say, Sat. Give him the belt.
No!
Do it, cowards!
Don't do it!
5 out of 5.
Don't do it!
Overall, this SmackDown was almost entirely missable until that final segment, which is going to go down in history as one of the best SmackDown segments of all time. Numbers are arbitrary. This SmackDown gets a Sami Zayn out of 5. Before I go, we have relaunched Wrestle League, where you can make pay-per-view predictions and see if you know more than all of us here at WrestleTalk. You can go to WrestleTalk.com to learn more, but as a special treat, because we didn't forget, and it seems like a great time for a bit of Canadian flair, you can find the link to my music video Punishment, The Mountie, in the description below. Happy Elimination Chamber Day. Make sure to check out our live reactions with Sullivan Bo Brown and Pete Quinnell as they fight over a championship shot at WrestleJamia. I've been Tempest, and that was wrestling.
Zayn said that while the Bloodline saga has been epic and full of riveting twists and turns, involving KO was something that required some delicate